Next is our government segment. As you know, I'm the host for the government segment. This week I didn't have a guest, but I put on a seminar, very interesting and hopefully valuable to you, on how to challenge your property tax assessment. Hi everyone, and welcome to Impact. I'm Nick Barber, your host for the government segment, and today we're going to follow up with something we did in a prior show, and that's talking about how to challenge your property tax assessment. We did one session. I'm going to do this in 3 parts. I do not have a guest today, but I will be talking to you, to the public, the tax-paying public, on how to challenge your property tax assessment. Some of the things that you can do. You know, you look at your homeowner's insurance, your auto insurance, you compare rates. Today with the economy, you're trying to cut costs anywhere you can in your personal and household budget. One thing you could look at is your assessment. There's a lot of confusion and misunderstanding on property tax assessments, but maybe we could try to clear some of those things up today. One of the most helpful websites that you could go to would be this one here. You can get a lot of information. You can get a book on how to challenge your tax assessment. It's www.tax.ny.gov. That's www.tax.ny.gov. www.tax.ny.gov. And on that site, it was formerly the Office of Real Property Tax Services. Now it's under the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance. It was affectionately known as ORPS, or Office of Real Property Tax Services, the state agency that oversees property tax assessments and assessment administration. You may know that I, in my former life, was a county director of Real Property Tax Services for Schenectady County. I am now retired, and maybe I can share some of the information that I've learned with you. In my former position, I trained and certified and oriented assessors, trained and certified the Board of Assessment Review members. Those are the people that you go to file your grievance on one of the first stages to challenge your property tax assessment. First question is what is the assessor's estimate of the market value of your property? There are very important dates in the assessment challenge process. One is May 1st. May 1st is the tentative assessment roll. That's when the assessor will create a tentative roll showing the assessed values of properties throughout the municipality. Now remember, this applies to everyone in New York State. It's not just in this capital region or one particular city. Grievance Day in New York State predominantly is May 22nd, or the 4th Tuesday in May. So between May 1st and May 22nd is your opportunity to challenge your property tax assessment. This would be on your household or on your business. If you have a single family or up to 3-unit owner-occupied building, you can challenge your assessment before the Board of Assessment Review. If you're not successful, you can go to the small claims assessment review process. So basically there's 3 steps to remedy your assessment. Number 1 is go talk to the assessor early in the year, anytime after January 1st. And if you have information that shows that you have incorrect inventory, wrong square footage, your house is classified as a 2-family and it's a 1-family, any issues like that, talk to the assessor, and the assessor may review that information and adjust your assessment. Number 2 is file a grievance with the Board of Assessment Review. Each municipality has a local board appointed by the government, the council, the town board, the mayor, and those people will listen to your grievance, and that's on grievance day. So on May 1st, you look at that tentative assessment, go down to the assessor's office. Many times they'll put the assessment roll in the library and public places, review it, and then start comparing your assessment to others. How do you prove that you're not fairly assessed? Well, there's a couple of different bases. One is excessive assessment. So that means that you are assessed at a higher value than the actual market value of your property. To prove that, probably the best proof is an appraisal, a certified appraisal by a qualified New York State certified or qualified general appraiser. And that appraisal would be your challenge to the assessment roll. The other thing would be is a sale. If you have a contract of sale, an arm's length transaction, that means it's not a foreclosure or a distress sale, a bankruptcy, or interfamily sale. You could also compare other sales, other closed sales in your community. Another basis of an assessment complaint would be unequal assessment. Unequal assessment means that you're assessed at a higher percentage of value than other properties on the assessment roll in your neighborhood or in your municipality. That's where you would go out and check the assessments of other properties that are like yours. In a perfect world, if you have a 3-bedroom ranch with a 1-car garage, you'd want to find other 3-bedroom ranches with 1-car garages, check their assessments against yours, and see if you're being assessed equitably at the same value. If you're not, you would make a list of those other properties with their inventories and challenge your assessment based on excessive assessment. If you're not successful at the Board of Assessment Review, you can go to small claims. For $30, after you go to a Board of Assessment Review, and that's a prerequisite, you have to go there first, you can go to Small Claims Assessment Review. And at small claims, a SCAR hearing officer, a Small Claims Assessment Review officer, will hear your case individually. The assessor would be there and you would be there. And you would have more time to present your case. And statistics have shown that petitions before Small Claims Assessment Review are more successful than the Board of Assessment Review. Commercial properties are a little different. If you have commercial properties or vacant land, your assessment challenge would be through an Article 7 of the Real Property Tax Law, a tax certiorari. Tax certiorari is where you have to go to Supreme Court. You have to get an index number in Supreme Court and go before the court to challenge your assessment. I don't recommend you do this on your own. In this case, in a tax certiorari, you should have an attorney, and the process and the basis is the same for a small storefront or a small commercial building, just as well as it would be with a large corporation like GE or Home Depot or any of the large corporations. It's the same process. But it's very technical, and if you try to do things without an attorney, we recommend that you have an attorney for the commercial and tax certiorari approach. You could goof it up if you try to do it yourself. You don't need an attorney for small claims. That was created for the public to have an avenue where they could informally challenge their assessment without having to go to Supreme Court and without the major expense of going to Supreme Court to challenge your assessment. Remember, you first have to determine if your assessment is unfair. Don't go through this whole process if your assessment is accurate and reasonable. There's a question that's asked is your assessment fair? Your assessor's estimate of fair market value. If your assessment's too high, that's one thing. If your taxes are too high, remember, that's not the assessor's issue. The assessor merely discovers, lists, and values property. The assessor puts an assessed value on your property. Your tax bill comes from your taxing municipality when they create a tax rate for their budget. So don't blame the assessor for high taxes, but you can take the assessor to issue for an unfair assessment. I'm going to read something for you if you feel that you're assessed fairly, but you feel your taxes are too high. This is from the Office of Real Property Services, or New York State Department of Taxation and Finance now. It's under this little booklet, What to Do If You Disagree with Your Assessment, and you can get it on that website that I told you about. You can download a copy if you go to www.tax.ny.gov, www.tax.ny.gov. You can download all kinds of forms and find a lot of information if you go to taxes and assessment, property taxes and assessments. If you think you're assessed fairly, but your taxes are too high, remember, assessors do not determine your property taxes. The assessor's job is to ensure that the taxes will be collected, will be distributed fairly amongst taxpayers. If you feel, though, as though your assessment accurately reflects the market value of property, but you still feel your property taxes are rising unfairly, you may wish to address the matter with the taxing jurisdiction. The school district, the county legislature, the city council, the town board, and other districts such as special districts, fire districts, and so forth. Those are the ones that impose the taxes on your community. The assessor cannot assist you with tax matters, but only with matters pertaining to the assessed value of your property. So remember, don't blame the assessor on high taxes. We're coming to the end of this session, but we're going to do this in 3 sessions. And sometime in May, when we get closer to Grievance Day, I'll come back to you about talking about your preparation of materials and documentations that you might want to put together for your case before the Board of Assessment Review or Small Claims. Remember, I'm not an attorney. I don't give legal advice, but I am a real property tax expert in real property tax administration. So we'll see you again sometime in May. If you have questions, be sure to contact us here at Impact. My name is Nick Barber, and you can contact us by email by going to impact@proctors.org. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions if you email us at impact@proctors.org. Remember, keep watching Impact. We try to bring issues that are close to you and important to you here on this show. And you can like us on Facebook. Go to Facebook and go to Impact Show on Facebook and like us. So thanks for watching. Good luck with your preparation for your challenge to your property tax assessment. And we'll see you soon in the last session sometime in May. Thanks for watching Impact.